My parents refused to pay for my appendicitis surgery because of my sister's 18th birthday party, so I called my bio dad who sends them child support. I woke up at 3 a.m. with the worst pain I'd ever felt in my stomach. Literally felt like someone was stabbing me from the inside. I stumbled to my parents' room and told them something was really wrong. My mom rolled over and said to take some Tums and stop being dramatic. By 6 a.m. I was throwing up and the pain had moved to my right side. I looked it up and everything pointed to appendicitis. I told my stepdad I needed to go to the hospital. He said we'd see how I felt after breakfast. I couldn't even stand up straight. My mom finally drove me to urgent care where the doctor took one look at me and said, "Get to the ER immediately." The ER confirmed it. Appendicitis. Needed surgery within the next day or it could rupture. They admitted me and started antibiotics while waiting for a surgical slot. That's when things got insane. The hospital called my parents about insurance and payment. My stepdad showed up looking pissed, not worried, not scared, just angry. He pulled me aside and said, this was really bad timing because my sister Mia's 18th birthday party was that weekend and they'd already put deposits down for everything. The venue, the DJ, the photographer, the catering for 150 people. He actually asked if I could postpone the surgery until the following week. The nurse overheard and literally said, that's not how appendicitis works. My mom arrived and made it worse. She accused me of faking it to ruin Mia's big day. Said it was convenient how I suddenly needed surgery the week of the party they'd been planning for months. She told the billing department they'd only cover the bare minimum and I'd have to figure out the rest when I turned 18 in 10 months. The surgeon came in to explain the procedure and my parents asked about payment plans before they asked about risks. The next morning before surgery, my mom called to say they'd decided not to use their insurance because it would raise their rates and affect their to pay for Mia's college tours. They said I could get on a payment plan or figure it out myself. They literally chose a party over my organ not exploding. I was lying there with an IV in my arm and my stepdad texted asking if I really needed the good anesthesia or if I could go with something cheaper. That's when I remembered something. My bio dad, who I hadn't talked to in 3 years, had been sending them child support this whole time. $800 a month until I turned 18. I was supposed to get that money. It was for my expenses, my medical needs, my everything. I called him from my hospital bed, told him where I was and why. He went dead silent. Then he asked how much my parents were paying. I said nothing. They're saving for Mia's party. He asked what party cost more than their son's surgery. I explained everything. The deposits, the college tours, how they said I was being dramatic. He hung up and I thought maybe he didn't care either. 20 minutes later, he walked into my hospital room. He lived 2 hours away, but he drove straight there. He went to the billing office and paid everything up front. Then he called his lawyer from my room. Turns out my parents had been claiming me on their taxes while pocketing his child support. They'd been telling him I was getting everything I needed while spending it on Mia and themselves. The nurse came to prep me for surgery and my parents showed up. They saw my bio dad and my mom immediately started yelling about him not being allowed there. He pulled out his phone and showed them bank records. 3 years of child support payments with memo lines that said, for son's medical and educational needs. Then he showed them my texts asking for help with school supplies. Those times I needed dental work when I couldn't afford my SAT prep courses, all while they were getting his money. My stepdad tried to argue that raising me cost more than child support covered. My bio dad asked, then why wasn't any of it used when I needed actual surgery? Why was none of it in an account for me? Why was it all gone when I had an emergency? My stepmom said the money was technically theirs since they housed me. The billing coordinator overheard and mentioned that keeping child support from being used for the child's medical care was actually illegal. My parents left before I went into surgery. My bio dad stayed. When I woke up, he was still there. He'd already gotten emergency custody paperwork started since medical neglect is apparently a real thing. My parents had to pay him back every cent of child support they'd misused. They also had to explain to everyone why they had to cancel Mia's party to pay for lawyers.